Oh, wrong chat. Right, let's do that. That should be live. Change that quickly to from unlisted to public. Hopefully I'm not going to lose people by quickly messing with settings. But that should be everything working. Volume's working. Everything set up. So we now have Ikoria, Land of Behemoths, ready. Somehow that made me lose a viewer by speaking the English language. Fantastic. I love how this setting works. And now it's telling me no one's watching even though I can see people in the chat. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore YouTube for now. Right, so unfortunately, due to this whole malarkey with the virus stuff, the real Ikoria set won't be coming out till next month. However, the digital version is actually coming out today. So what I have is essentially I went ahead and bought the pre-release version of it. So we have 50 packs to open of Ikoria, which is going to be fantastic fun. Because I've been looking forward to this set. This set is basically all about big, scary monsters. And monsters which make even bigger monsters. For those of you who don't know much about Magic, its history or its lore, Ikoria is basically a plane where humans are the minority. Think Attack on Titan, but with giant nightmare monsters and Godzilla-like creatures. Speaking of Godzilla, he is technically within this set. Basically, as far as I'm aware, Magic made a deal with the creators of Godzilla to basically have alternate art versions put in. I'll need to find the card and basically add a cosmetic to it, but Godzilla is a card I can technically end up playing. Now, without further ado, I'm just going to crack a pack because I have been wanting to do this for the last hour and a half since I've had availability to it. So let's see. All of these are going to be marked as new. All of these are going to be interesting. We already have a wolf bear. That is just a chubby wolf. What does it do? Change the base power toughness of target human I control to this bear's power. And our rare card is the Mythos of a Snapperdrax, which I don't actually know what that is. Let's see. Each player chooses an artifact, creature, enchantment, and plays walker from among the permanents they control, and sacrifices the rest. Oh, that's nasty, actually. Okay, good start. What's the rest of this? Sacrifice a creature. Give a creature lifelink. Cool looking turtle, which doesn't do a lot. Actually, that's got a lot of defense. And that's a nightmare squirrel. Look at the amount of legs on that monstrosity. It could subsist on the seeds, but it prefers the flare. Its preferred flare is your face. Nice flavor text on that one. So no mutate yet, but... Oh, speaking of mutate, there we go. I don't even know how to say that. The porcupine? Porcupine. It's a porcupine parrot. It's a bird beast. So what mutate is essentially you pay... When this is in your hand, you can pay that mutate cost on the bottom there instead. And you put this card on top or below of the creature you're putting it onto. It'll make more sense in game. But it will basically gain the stats of whatever's on top, plus the ability of whatever's below it. And that can continue downwards as much as you want. Let's see, when Scorpion dies, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2. That's actually kind of useful. Like, that's secretly very useful. I can see that being useful in Sacrifice. We also have Cycling, which for that cost you can discard and draw a new card. Some cards have payoffs with it. So, anyway, I'm stalling. Ooh, that looks fancy. That's one of the new lands. Look at that monster in the background with its tail just wrapped around the crystal. That is so cool looking. Oh, I'm gonna want more of those. I'm only 2 packs and this is gonna take me a while. I'm probably not even gonna get games, am I? And this is just me having fun opening packs. Let's see here. Each creature you control with menace can't be blocked by 3 or more creatures. That makes menace even more a nightmare. Jesus. So menace normally can't be blocked. Well, it says it in the corner there, but it can't be blocked by 2 or more creatures. So you have to block with 2 creatures in order to stop it. This makes it so that goes up to a 3rd creature, which can really slow down a lot of decks, especially ones which don't play a lot of creatures. Oh, another Mythos card. We've got 2 Mythos cards so far. What's this one do? Let's see here. Return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. If you cast this spell with blue and black as well, you can search your library for a card and put it into your graveyard. Okay, so it fills a graveyard. That's cool. So yeah, I'll be honest with you, this set came out a lot earlier than expecting. Like, I was expecting not to be able to stream this for another 2 hours. This is a very early stream for me. Oh, I got a mythic card. That's Evolving Wilds. That just lets me find a land. That's Ivy Element. That's reprinted in this set? I just literally got hold of one of those. Ooh, Userlith. I actually want one of these in real life. Because I really want to build a Hydra deck. And Hydra decks, basically this would be horrible for. Because any counters which exist on the board, so +1/+1, what the new flying counters, vigilance counters, things like that, will basically be shoved onto this thing. And then, at the beginning of a combat, I can move every counter on this thing onto a creature. Magic Gathering Arena is a free-to-play game. However, trying to build up your collection can take a while to do. It's basically one of those games where, yes, there's an in-game shop. I really would recommend avoiding it as much as you can. I will admit I sunk a little bit of money into this one, specifically so I could do a much more interesting stream for everyone, but it's more about build-up. You get given some really nice decks to begin with, though. So, and honestly, if you can climb the ladder a little bit, it doesn't matter if you can get like into gold or higher. Like I tend to stick in gold level, but as long as you can get up a little bit, you can start building decks which can start winning and gaining a lot of things. Offspring's Revenge. Oh, this is an enchantment. This is basically when a creature dies. Oh, it has to be specifically white, red, or black. It basically creates a copy of that, but it's a little 1/1, so it becomes a little cub of whatever dies. So if this, and the fact there's a crab here, if this crab dies, then it would create a little 1/1 version of it if it was in the right colour, which it's not, but it's just an example. So far, no mythic cards, but a lot of really cool looking art. Like, I'm liking all of this art. Oh, our first mythic, speaking of. And it's a human. Let's see here. Whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards. You may put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield and attacking. It gains indestructible. So this is basically a mix of humans and beast matters. So any beast which attack will search out more humans. Pretty simple. Pretty nice and simple concept. Don't know if I would use it too much, because it would mean mixing up the deck a lot more. Because there's a lot of humans. Oh, we got our first otter. We have Thieving Otter. When it deals damage, draw a card. I know someone in this chat would be interested in that. Another Mythos. This one allows me to create a token as a copy of a permanent. And if I cast certain mana with it, it basically fights instead. That's useful. Let's see, what do we have next? We have Savari Thundermane, Channeled Force, a bunch of other nice little things. I'll probably look at some of these things more in detail later. Like, here's a good example actually. Volcapede, which is a fox bird apparently. But whenever you mutate this creature, which is basically if you mutate onto a creature with this, or mutate with this creature attached to something, or if it's mutated on, it will gain a +1/+1 counter. So essentially what that means is, let's say this Thundermane was in play. I could pay this card's cost, put this creature above or below, so probably put it below, and this would then become a 4/3 creature. And every time I do that afterwards, it will basically continue doing the same thing. Vivian, Planeswalker, not going to complain. Look top card of my library anytime. Create a beast creature. This is actually a very powerful card. I'm very happy to have this. That is actually kind of horrible. Let's see here. Some more enchantments. I'm probably going to read a lot more of these cards when I'm actually trying to build decks. We've got Bushwog. Oh, Song Creation. People are really hyped about this card. I don't know if it'd be in my kind of combo play, but essentially, whenever you cast a spell, you draw 2 cards, but during your end step, you discard everything. So basically, it just allows you to have a constant resource engine if you can top deck like a boss. Of course, it could also work in filling the graveyard and things, but its colour's a bit more difficult. I think that might be our first duplicate out of all of this. We've got another beast. We've got a Greater Sunderworm. A jellyfish. Which untaps itself. Interesting. That I could see being used for some shenanigans. That is just a mana rock which cycles. That's useful. Oh, a menace creature. Let's see. Whenever a creature you control with menace becomes blocked, the defending player must sacrifice a creature blocking. What? That's horrible. As you may have guessed, I don't know the full set of this yet. Like, this is just some really hilarious stuff. Alright, I'll probably go through like another 5 packs and then maybe actually start the draft. I don't know. Let's say, yeah, about 5 more packs could be fun. Otherwise I'm going to be here all day just going through packs. Another mutate creature. Ah, that's disappointing. That just gives me just a card I can redeem at any point for any card, but I kind of want to see the card itself. Let's see here. Forbidden Friendship. Oh my. Create a red dinosaur token and create a human token. Pacifism's back. That's good to know. Fertilid's back. That's also good to know. Ooh. Speaking of it, this is a companion card. This is an interesting thing. So companions can start outside of your deck. Like in your sideboard. And essentially, to play a companion card, you have to meet the requirements of the card when you build your deck. So each permanent in my starting deck must have converted mana cost of 2 or less. So basically, anything above 3 mana to play cannot be in the deck if I want to play this card outside of my deck. Which sounds difficult, but the effect you can get from it can break the game. And for certain decks it would really work really well. So during each of my turns I may cast 1 permanent converted mana cost 2 or less from my graveyard. So it basically is a recurring engine back from the grave. I probably should explain as well, I'm not going to do Fursuit Camp today just purely because I think I would burn myself out, because I'm planning on playing a decent amount of this. At least I'm hoping to. Now, whenever this creature mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's an egg. And that is an ultimatum. This is a very expensive card, but does a very expensive thing. So for 2 blue, 3 red, and 2 white, I will gain 5 life. It will deal 5 damage, and I'll draw 5 cards. It has a very expensive effect, but it does a lot of things to change the game. Oh, I didn't actually mean to do that. Oh well, that happened. We've got our Liger. And we've got another legendary human. Fantastic. Other humans get +1/+1 whenever he enters the battlefield. Or human. I may exile a creature under you. Hang on. Under battlefield under control. Exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Oh, it's graveyard hate. Okay. Hey, Cushion. I guess I should do announcements while I'm kind of going through some cards as well. That the meme stream will... not meme stream, sorry. The Omegle stream will be coming back on Saturday. That is going to happen. That's going to be fun. I might be trying to work on an actual video soon, but I don't know. I'm not going to make a promise about that. I'm going to continue with facts. I'm enjoying this. This is my entertainment for the day. When it enters battlefield, create a human. Whenever a creature dies... Oh, that's actually kind of nasty. That just drains people out. This is just an insect, a colourless insect thinking about it. Which just enters with 3+1/+1 counters. It's a 0 creature. Interesting. Oh, hello. This is another companion card. So this one, I'd have to play cards with only even mana costs to have it in the deck. Or in the sideboard, sorry. I could play this card without its deck building requirement, but then I'd actually have to draw it out of the deck, which is interesting. But when it enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into the graveyard, and then put a creature with an even converted mana cost from among those onto the battlefield under my control. So it's actually very powerful, if you look at it that way. Last time I got that one. That's another mutate creature. Oh, Sea Dash Octopus. This is actually going to be quite a powerful card, because it basically just says draw a card if you hit someone with it. Actually kind of very useful. Some of his art is just interesting me. Another Song of Creation. Okay, not going to complain. We're hoping to grab some more people in. I'm going to keep the 2 tags from the meme stream in, which was... I can't remember. I think it was Neapolitan and I believe Wingwolf94 were the 2 tags from the meme stream. Meme stream. I've got to stop saying meme stream. I mean Omegle stream. But I am going to put the original 3 tags back in just so that we can have the actual regular Omegle furries grabbing as well. Hopefully not break things too much. Flash counter a spell. Okay. So it's a 5/4 shark which just comes out of nowhere. That seems very appropriate. And of course that one was mutate. Whenever a creature mutates, return permanent from your graveyard to your hand. What? Just bring things back from the dead. Oh, I love this. These cards are fun. Fighter creature. That's a very expensive fighter creature. Then again, it doesn't have to be mine, it could be their creatures, because it says target creature fights another creature. Titan's Nest. Beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into the graveyard. Exile a card from the graveyard, add colourless. Spend this mana only to cast a coloured spell without X. So basically I could just exile cards for 3 mana? Dang, that's useful. 3 mana, essentially. If I fill the graveyard correctly, which could happen in this kind of format. Not many big mutate creatures, but... Oh, that thing is ugly. That is a cat 8. And that is a Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. What does that do? Deals damage to target creature equal to the number of instant sorcery cards in a graveyard. If that thing would die, exile it. Okay. Another, same ultimatum again. I feel like we're going to get a fair amount of duplicates when there's some rare cards in the set just hiding. And then you get like disappointments like that where it's just like wild cards you can just redeem for other cards. I mean, we've got this really cool looking Wolverine, which has double strike as long as there's 3 more instant sorceries. That's actually kind of nasty. It'd be more nasty and limited than it would be in a proper deck, but still. I'm just having fun with this. This is just, look at some of these things. It's just a leech. It's got flash. When it enters, just give something -2/-2 and remove all counters. That kills things. That looks cool. Obosh the Prey Piercer? Companion? I haven't even seen this card. Your starting deck only contains cards with odd converted mana cost and land. If a source of If a source you control with an odd converted mana cost would deal damage to opponent or player, it deals double the damage. I've got to think of a good way to do the personal tags still though, because you're right, having the viewers only having those two tags would make it more likely to find us, but it also makes the worry of what happens if they do hit the random like people, because we're busy and those tags will just default to not having any tags. I just worry about that a little bit, because I don't want people like having completely random people who essentially would either be inappropriate on the stream, or well, not inappropriate to the viewer base, or inappropriate to anyone really. Can't cast spell from there anywhere but their hands. That's kind of nasty. Does X damage and you gain X life for X is the number because of cycling in your grave. Okay, that's fancy. There's been a couple of cycling cards. That one just flash sacrifice to deal damage. That's a bear trap. That's a mutate to whenever it mutates, draw a card. That's cool. Oh, that's an old card. That's a reprint of a card with new art. I like that. Frost Links. Actually, I think that's another reprint of a card with new art. Yeah, tap a card, doesn't untap. We also have Valiant Rescuer, who's just rescuing people from dinosaurs. Whenever you cycle a card for the first time, create a human. Whenever you mutate, gain life, and... oh. We got the Dinosaur Hippo. This can only contain cards with 3 or greater mana costs. But when it enters, you draw a card for each other opponent you control, which costs 3 or greater. Basically, it pays off for having big cards. Bearing in mind, when it says permanent, it includes things like creatures, enchantments, planeswalkers, basically things which stay on the board. So instants and sorceries don't actually counter that equation, which is actually kind of interesting to think about. Because it will add some very clever deck building things. Oh, is this another companion I don't know about? Looks fancy. You're on the Sky Nomad. 20 more cards than the minimum. What? That is dumb. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile any number of non-land permanents you own. Is it just a mass flicker? So flickering basically is when a card leaves the battlefield and then comes back. So it basically allows you to like reactivate effects which would happen if it would re-enter the battlefield, or even untap things in a way, because it's left the field and then come back in. Flash, enchant creature, gets +1/+1 as long as the creature has vigilance. It signs combat equal to its toughness and power. Interesting. Okay. None of the big like dinosaur monsters yet though. Capture Sphere, what's that? Capture Sphere doesn't untap. That's annoying. Oh, that looks like it might be the last Mythos card, I think. Varrock. Deals fire damage along any targets. If I cast it with white and blue, those opponents can't attack and block. That's okay, actually. That's not too bad. Oh, that's a bunch of new cards. Anything really fancy? Antelope Lizard. Look at those eyes. Choice of Vigilance or Reach. Oh. Ha! We got one of the bigger creatures. So I believe this card will have an alternate Godzilla art type thing. Let's see. When it enters the battlefield, it fights up to one target creature you don't control. Whenever it attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Return a human you control back to its owner's hand. It gains indestructible. That's kind of cool. It basically just pays off having a bunch of like weenie tokens so that it just keeps itself alive and just destroys things along the way. And it costs 6, so that's not the worst cost. I said I wasn't going to open all these packs. I lied. That's the same land we've received before. And honestly, a lot of these cards doesn't really keep a monkey, but the crystal, forbidden friendships has like a smutty fanfic. It kind of does. Suffocating fumes. Creatures your opponent control get -1/-1 to end it. That would kill a lot of like mini monsters. Oh, Planeswalker, the other one. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Creature cards exiled can be cast from exile as long as I control this Planeswalker. Exile a creature you control, reveal cards until you hit another creature card of higher cost. That's cool. And each creature deals damage equal to something. I need to scroll down to that when I actually look at the cards proper. But I'm assuming it's toughness or it's power. One of the two. It's not going to be anything else. That's a Leviathan. Let's see. Mutates. Tap up to X creatures where those X of a number time mutate. That's actually not that great. Because that is a lot of like work to put in. That is another Labyrinth Factor. I actually kind of like the look of that card because it just means... Well... It means menace matters. Because it makes people sacrifice things. Let's see. Lurking Deadeye. Destroy target creature which dealt damage this turn. Okay. A lot of cards for the Flash deck. Flash is a mechanic where essentially you can cast it on someone else's turn. Oh, we've seen that one before. Let's see. Each creature spell you cast costs 1 less if it has Mutate. If you cast a creature with Mutate, draw a card then discard a card. Okay, I like that. I feel like Mutate will be a very squishy mechanic because a lot of cards of these say like tap down or destroy or break target creature. Never you're on. But we'll have to see. I don't know how it's going to work in game. Powered Wild Bonder. Creature control with trample. Have this creature may assign combat damage if it wasn't blocked. That's nasty. Oh, Void Beckoner. Death Touch cycle. When you cycle Void Beckoner, put a Death Touch counter on target creature you control. This basically gives things Death Touch. Oh, another companion. Khalifa, the Orphangard? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Cat Beast. Each creature in your deck must be cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast cards. Each creature you control, which is one of these, gets +1/+1 and vigilance. That's interesting. That's forced me to build into tribal, which is essentially of those creature types. That's going to be difficult, but it could be fun. Ah, wild card. Bleh. Come on. Give me something fun. Have a mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, your opponent discards a card. Everquill Phoenix. Mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, create a red artifact token with 1, sacrifice it, return a Phoenix card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Okay, so it's a... basically, it revives itself through mutate. So if something else mutates onto it, so let's say Cavern Whisperer here, it will create a token for me, which I can sacrifice when they die to bring it back to my hand. Was it back to hand or back to battlefield? I actually don't remember now. Weaponize the monsters. Sacrifice a creature. Weaponize the monster deals 2 damage to any target. That could be funny in certain things, but probably not as useful for its 2 cost. Let's see here. Put a visual counter on a non-human. Let's see. Draw a card. If you control a card with power 4, that seems to be very possible in this set. Go on, we got a couple more. Oh, we got... No, we're going to try saying your name. Draw a card, discard a card. Very simple effect. Starting development. Until end of turn, target creature becomes a blue serpent with power 4/4. Okay, that's fancy. Ooh. 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 Okay. So, fun fact if you know what Godzilla card this is going to be. This is a card people say is going to be very dangerous in this set as well. So, Luminous Broodmoth. When the creature I control dies without flying, it comes back with flying. essentially. So that basically that is going to be funny. And we have Mothra, and I think I've got the alternate art for Mothra so it can become Mothra. Easy prey, destroy target creature, convert it to less. That's fancy. Dark bargain. Look at top 3 cards, 2 into hand, 1 to graveyard, and lose 2 life. Extinction event. Sounds like something's going to happen in the Isle. Choose odds or even. Creature of those costs die. Oh no, it says exile. Oh, that is nasty. Nasty, nasty cards. Okay, we're almost done with this. We've got a couple left. This is a complete reset of those. Well, I don't think I looked at you. Adds a mana. Nice and fancy. Counter a spell that targets a permanent. Useful cards, nothing too fancy there. We've got another shark. We have a shark beast. He has hands. Whenever his creature mutates, return a card to its owner's hand. Cool. Crab Warden. Whenever his creature mutates, create two white cat creatures with lifelink. That's actually kind of useful. Mutate for 6. Whenever his creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X opponent where X is the number of times you've mutated. Put those onto the battle. That is more interesting than the other one because that basically allows me to like generate more things from the deck. But I don't know how many times I'll be able to mutate a single creature. That's the scary thing. What the heck is this? If a cycling or another non-life card would cause you to draw a card, instead exile it. From the top of your library until you exile a card which shares the card type of cycle. What is this? Possibility Storm? It is Possibility Storm. That is. This is actually a video game. This is free to download. It's a little pay to win in places, but it's not as bad as it seems. You get given a nice collection from the get-go. It's possible to win cards. It just takes a lot more time to grind things out than doing it normally. I will admit I've paid a little bit here because, let's face it, this is quite fun to do. And it's a lot more fun for a video than anything else. If a cycling ability, so essentially what, if I'm reading this right, if I cycle a card, so this card here I pay blue and 2 to discard a card, draw a card. Instead I would exile cards and then the next card of the same type, so a creature, I can cast for free. That sounds funny. That sounds like something I want to do a lot of. Because that... I like random. I also really like this card's artwork. Like, this is a really nice piece of art. I don't know how useful it will be for me, because I'm actually really bad at playing black-white decks together. Because they tend to play this a lot more... Get small creatures out, either sacrifice them and deal a lot of damage, or just really quickly function and counter a lot of stuff, and I'm not very good at that. I like to play kind of longer games where silly things happen. Labyrinth Venturer even, I can't read. Choose odd or even. Gains protection from things of that value. That is ridiculous. So if I choose even, it's protected from all even cards. If I choose odd, it's protected from all odd cards. Which means it can't be blocked, it can't be killed by, it can't be targeted by. It basically means cards of that number cannot touch it unless it affects the whole board. That's another mutate. It's a reach with mutate. And it gets a bunch of counters. That's cool. And that one allows me to return it back from the graveyard to my hand. That's cool as well. I like that. Okay, we're hitting our last couple. You know what? I'm really glad I bought this set. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. When you do it, fights a creature. That's expensive but cool. I'm actually glad I've got a second one of those, actually, in reality. Because I can actually use those. 3 packs left. Let's do this. We need a Godzilla. Ooh, I will take an eerie ultimatum. So this looks cool and does cool things. Return any number of permanents with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. So I play a format normally called Commander, which is 100 cards of a deck. Each one has to be its own individual card. So it has to be like cards of different names. This card essentially just says, bring back your entire graveyard to the battlefield. And it says permanent, which basically includes land as well. So if I have lands of different names, they come back as well. That could be very useful in singleton formats. The only difficulty is the cost of it. Alright. So we got Reptilian Refraction. Whenever I cycle a card, I may have it become a 5/4 dinosaur creature with trample and haste. Okay, so it's a enchantment which turns into a creature. That's cool. Another Mythos card, okay. Last pack, come on. That's a cool one. That's a mutate creature which looks like a nightmare. Whenever this creature mutates, you gain X and they lose X, where it's the number of times this creature is mutated. Again, I don't know how well mutating the same creature over and over will work. It's going to be very interesting. And ikoria. That's fine. Like, that was a very cool set of cards. Like, if I now go to... Let's see, I need to go to here. And collection. And this is basically going to be like all the cards I've just gained. Oh, it's already applied some of them. So, King Caesar the Ancient One. So that was the Liger, who was a alternate art version. So if I... Oh, I don't want to craft. I want to... Style? Style. Yeah, so there's Mothra's artwork in the game. I don't actually own Mothra's artwork. I need to actually get it. These are just fancier versions of... Oh, there's Baby Godzilla. We do own that one. That one was actually the Polywog card we had earlier. I actually really like these arts too. Like, this is the octopus creature we got. I wish it would show me both versions. Let's see here. Can I find... I believe he's in green. There's a Godzilla. We don't... Did we actually get it? I think we actually got a card which was the Godzilla. I don't... No, we didn't. Oh, we might have actually. We might have got this card. I just may not have noticed it. There's actually two versions of... Well, I think there's actually multiple versions of Godzilla, but still. I don't know what that symbol is. Oh, symbol cannot be purchased at this time. Okay. I'm just now looking through the fancy arts. Actually, I might be able to speed this up by clicking that. Yeah, so there's another of the Godzilla. That was the... So, Gigan's Cyberclaw Terror was actually my Garuda Doom Depths. So basically what we've done is taken a Godzilla creature and put a different artwork on him. I'm trying to find Godzilla himself, but I don't know. I'm actually now just going into actual Magic cards from the previous set. I should probably filter it from... This is new. This is fancy and new. Kind of like. Let's filter it from the actual set we're looking in, though. Can I not find it? Am I just being blind? Do I actually have to type in the word Godzilla? Is it going to make me type in the word Godzilla? That's cool art. We're probably not going to get a lot of these, but I'm just having a look at the moment. I should probably actually get into some games. That is the main thing I should probably start doing. I just was really trying to find like the actual Godzilla art, and I just cannot find it to save my life. It probably exists somewhere. I'm getting distracted. So, I've got a couple of things I can end up doing here. I'm actually probably going to jump straight into the premier draft of Lair Behemoths because I've got a free token for it. That also gives me the option of completing these quests down here, which will give me a couple more coins, which allows me more into the free to play area of it. So we're going to jump in and do that. We have a ticket entry for this one. And let's see, what should be my goal? I would say 3 wins. 3 wins is a decent set of goal. Let's do this. Oh hey, I got a Godzilla skin. Doom Inevitable. Oh. Oh, this is a table draft. Okay, this is changed. So I think I'm now actually drafting against real people. So this could be very interesting. I don't know how this is going to go. So what do we have? How much time do we have? Oh god, we have that much time. We have a minute to pick. I am going to go straight ahead and pick this shark. Because the shark seems good. And now I'm waiting for the next person who is beside me, who is this person here, to pass me their packet of cards to have a look through. So what did they leave me with? They left me with some interesting cards. In addition to this spell's cost and have a creature, I'm actually going to grab actual Boneyard Lurker for now and see what happens. I don't know what I'm building here. I really don't. I picked 2 completely different coloured creatures and I'm terrified. That was pack 1, pick 2. Basically by the end of pack 1 I used to kind of decide what colours I'm in, but for now I'm just grabbing good cards. Ooh, that is arguably a good card. But can I use it though? I can't use it in this because I feel like it would burn out my deck too fast. I'm actually going to grab the Mystic Subdual here, which is removal, because it basically turns that creature off. Let's see here, so I could grab a card which cycles. I can grab a card which matters about instants and sorceries in the graveyard. I get a counter spell. I feel like I need to grab the counter spell. I'm going to grab the counter spell. Okay, so we've got some good red cards here. Let's see what we can do with them. We also have the otter, but I think the red. I think I need a big red creature. Attacks. It doesn't have first strike. Okay, I'm going to grab that because that will give double strike to itself, and that could be quite useful. Blue, red, and white. I mean, I guess this set is going to be a lot of big creatures, but I'm now looking at this and it says draw a card. So I'm going to pick draw a card for now. I don't know if I'm doing this right or wrong. I have no idea. This card is probably going to the sideboard for now. Ooh. Spells with flash costs 1 less and can't be countered. That has actually probably decided a lot more of what's going to happen. And because it's got hybrid symbols, it can be blue or black mana spent on it. So it doesn't matter that I'm not running black at all right now, because it doesn't need it, just needs blue. And right now I've noticed I've got all even cost cards aside from my shark. So if I grabbed a companion, it could actually be useful if it shows up. But then again, I also have no idea what else can show up in these packs, what people are going to not take and will take. It's a terrifying idea. This is genuinely interesting. Because I knew they were adding this in the whole actually drafting against real people. I didn't think it'd be running now. Okay, so that Bloodfell Caves, that would gain me a life. But I'm not running any black, as I've mentioned before. I'm running blue. Sleeper Dart enters and draws a card. That changes that. Target human I control. Taking the counterspell, I guess. I haven't really found many creatures. I'm actually worried about that. There's a flash creature here, which is a crab. That lets me search for a basic land. I think I'm going to take the crab here because it's a big defending flash creature. I have no idea what I'm doing with this. I'm hoping something will come together in pack 2 a little bit more. I have a decent blue pool. I'm definitely like arguing blue with them. Let's see, that untaps things. That has first strike, and if I second card it gets more power. That destroys an artifact. That's a really fancy land, but I'm not going to take it. I don't see the jellyfish being as useful. I think the first striking monkey is more useful. But it's also... yeah, I'm going to take the first striking monkey. That's a sentence I just had to say. First striking monkey. That just uses fire. That's a mutate in white. That is a mutate in that. And whenever I mutate, I draw a card. I can probably use that more. Okay. Can you draw a target creature? Haste. Okay, I'm going to take that because I reckon I will have some mutate cards going. So let's hope. Oh boy, looks like I'm playing Izzet colours, which is... Izzet is basically the title for any deck which is blue and red together. 1 damage to each creature my opponent's control. Find a basic land, reveal it, and put it into my hand. I think I'm going to take the damaging card right now. Because it looks like I've got a couple cards which care about having instants and sorceries in the graveyard. Plus, it sounds stupid. 1 damage could kill a lot of 1/1 soldier tokens when they hit the board. So, 1 damage is not a lot to laugh at, and I've just realised that my Neo icon's in the way. That card can go in the sideboard for now. I don't need it. That can go in the sideboard. Oop, come on. Okay. Companion. Right. Useless companion, unfortunately. I can't use any of the rares in this pack. Bugger. Cathartic Reunion lets me draw a card. That card lets me tap a creature down. That card lets me pick a card. Legendary Human Control has Indestructible. I think I'm taking the Otter. Oh god, I'm taking the Otter. All those good cards going to the person over there. If they're playing black, I have basically doomed myself in this game. Oh yes, how drafting works normally, you may have noticed these arrows. Basically the pack order is now reversed. So the person who is now on my right, technically, is the one taking from my packet, whereas before I was taking from his. And that will switch around on the next packet. I'm hoping I can maybe grab something good. I don't know. It seems like whoever's drafting that direction hasn't been grabbing a lot of good cards. I'm going to take that one, because that gives me another version of that flash creature. That's actually kind of useful, because, remember rightly, that one makes it so my flash creatures can't be countered, which looks like I would be playing counterspell deck anyway. I need to move my Neo at some point, but I'll leave it for now. Neo is fine there. This is actually very interesting. It's a lot more intense than the bot drafting, because the bot drafting just kind of... you could get anything and everything a little bit. Like, you'll be the same number of packs, but sometimes you'll just get, like, a stupid card in it. Ooh, okay. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, draw a card. That I'm taking. I know there was a card which had the Menace one, but I'm not too worried about that now. That's another card which has First Strike. That enters with flying or hexproof, but it's also not that strong. Whereas that just straight up has first strike. I'm going to take the straight up first strike creature. That tap down a creature when it enters the field. We're getting some good creatures now. We actually have some decent creatures. We have a lot of cards which basically say no to our opponent, which I'm not usually a big fan of playing, but having that basically does help. I'm going to have to remove a lot of these cards when it comes around to actually building the deck, because I can only have 40. But it's going well. I'm actually really liking a lot of the art on these. Like, this shark, look at him. He looks scary. Okay, what do we have here? Whenever I cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this card. I'm going to take that over the card which taps a creature down, because that can get more powerful, plus it has trample on it, so trample's outbeating the tap down ability right now, because I have a lot of counter, I have a lot of negate, I don't have a big chunk of power. I would love to get one more mutate card in the pile, like a red or blue mutate card, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, that might happen from time to time for Simons. That's not something I can control right now. Sorry. Let's see. When it attacks, another target creature blocked. Enters with that. I'm going to take that because that could just basically ruin him. That would be good if I was in different colours. That still draws a card. I'm actually going to take the flying hate here, because that can be useful on rare occasions. I could take him to steal a creature actually, because stealing a creature to hit them with gives me a 1-turn advantage, but being able to take out the creature entirely with flying could be even better. That's still here. Oof. No one must want him. Let's see. There's a 4/4 base toughness. One to your hand and the rest into graveyard. I'm actually going to take the development because it has a cycle on it, so I can possibly drop it if I don't need it. Gust of wind. Cost 2 less for control for flying. Return a card I don't control to my opponent's hand. That I like. That I'm going to take. Can never argue with counterspell. I didn't notice a lot of these cards in the last pick. These have just kind of appeared, unless I was like being blind out of panic. Trample or Menace. I'm going to take that because it's the only card in the colours I'm playing. Was that the last of the pack? No, there's still a couple choices. Take another volley. Never thought I'd be playing Is It on the first set. I've got 2 of these tokens, so I can technically do this twice, so... Oh, I get to steal a creature anyway. Nice. And the last card should be a land in theory. Oh no. It's a Gloom Pangolin. So this is the last pack. That is the Ultimatum card. That would have been really nice to have, but I'm not going to take it. That is the Mutate, which returns a card to opponent's hand. That is the one which mutates and allows me to do big things. I'm actually going to take this one, because mutating on a creature and then just bouncing a card seems like what this deck is doing. Plus there's another shark in the pile. That is a land, which adds those colours, which none of them are using. That is a turtle. That is another set of land colours I'm not using. That is not useful. So it's between the otter and the turtle. And I think I'm going to take the turtle this time, because the turtle is a very cheap card to play. That would have been so useful if it was in the right colours. Actually, it could still be useful, because whenever a creature mutates, other creature control gets plus. Because I could play it and then use its mutate cost to play it instead. Or target creature gets double strike. You know what? I'm going to do it. Hello, is it? When a creature mutates, return instant sorcery from the graveyard to your hand? Yes, please. I already have one otter in the deck. But I do with the defense more than anything else. Target creature fights a creature I don't control. Okay, Capture Sphere I might take because of the flash, actually. Might be a bit more expensive than the other one, but... Lava Serpent is going to be... probably not happening. That one I might take because it would be just a card to drop as a backup. Yeah, but I like turtles. I don't think targeting a creature I control will happen as often as I think. Plus I've got a lot of counters. I'm going to take the other one, where it gets more powerful through the instant sorceries I cast. So let's grab that for now. I basically managed to pick only into my colours, which is very useful. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to take another dinosaur. I'm probably going to cut one of those in the end, but, you know. That's how it goes. I think for the last couple I'm not going to get many good cards, because this is like the very... This is the very end of the cards which people don't want. Speaking of, there's the otter. There you go. So we got the otter in the end anyway, because the otter is actually interesting, wherever it is somewhere down here. Because what it does is that when it attacks and deals damage, I get to draw a card. But the only problem with that is drawing the card doesn't actually do a lot. Because I've got to actually get through with a card which costs 3. It's very expensive for what it does. I'm taking the land here because it is in my colours and it does things I want. It gains me a life, it fixes what colours I have. Not a great deal of rare cards in this pack unless other people pulled them. This is the one card I was like most worried about, but if I can mutate into it, it could be cool. Sleep Dart allows me to draw a card and then sacrifice it to keep a creature down. This pick doesn't matter, they're both white. So the last pick shouldn't matter in theory. Oh, maybe it does. It's another flash card which enters with tokens. Okay. So, I've got all the time in the world to do this, but I've got 55 cards. I need to cut it down to 40. So what don't I need? What has happened in this deck? Well, for one, we are not playing the plains. We are actually going to play more mountains? What's my colours looking like? I've got, yeah, definitely, probably 2 more. Oh, come on. I'm actually hitting the other side of the screen. This is the problem. So 2 more islands and another mountain. That's going to be my lands. That's not going to change. Although I could probably change the artwork. Although, actually, don't need to do that. I never said this would be a popular stream. Like, a lot of people come to join me for the fursuit streaming. I'm going to take out the Blazing Volleys for now. Let's see here. I'm actually going to... I don't want to cut down both the otters, but I might cut down one of them. Because right now it looks like I have a lot of cards which do a lot of instants and sorceries and things. So that's cards I need to kind of more care about. This mutate is going to be an interesting card. It costs 1 more normally than it would to mutate. But at the same time, having something gain... Actually... Oh, it says creatures under control, so it's more Borosy, so I don't know if it'll actually be useful. I'm going to take it out for now. This is going to be an interesting one. First strike and cycle to gain more power. This card allows me to get instant sorceries back. This is another flash. I don't have a lot of flying now that I look about it. Like, how much flying do I actually have? I'm going to try keeping as many flash cards as I can. The options are cute, but I just don't think it's going to be as useful as some other cards here. Oh no, it says if I control a creature with menace. I've always said mutate. That's actually not as useful. I'm going to drop those. Because that's a very expensive steel creature. Let's see here. If this creature attacks, if it doesn't have first strike, it gains first strike. Whenever it attacks again, if it has first strike, it gains double strike. So it gets more powerful as it charges in. This enters with menace or... what was it? Trample or menace, which that could be useful. Definitely more useful than that, but it's taking up a lot of the 4 slots. What would be less useful than the 4 slots? This is my 5 slots right now. That's a flash card with a cheaper mutate. That's just a straight up flash counter a spell. That is a big dinosaur. That is actually not as useful as it looks. I'm taking that one out. So 8 more cards to take out in total. And what I might do is set the lands to just do their own thing. Because that will basically even out what it thinks I should have in terms of land. That gives another creature first strike. That could be fun. That lets me draw another card. It's just a very quiet stream overall. Like, it's not too bad. It's nice. Means I've got time to not worry too much about what I'm doing. That's a counterspell for 4. That could be useful. I'm keeping the phase link, keeping the dolphin. I feel like the otter has to go. I don't want to, but I feel like he has to. Like, he's expensive. He's more likely to die. I think I need to go down a Pyro... Well, Pyrotops is kind of my game-ending card, because it's a 4-cost card, but it gains power for everything I play. Tell you what, we're making the honorary mascot. There we go. He's now the card of... He's now the icon of the deck. That's the best I can give you guys. Because he's not going to be useful otherwise. Going to keep the cards which protect Flash. I've got to keep as many Flash cards as I can. Is it just creatures or is it just... Yeah, just protect Flash cards. This is just a 2/2 for 2, which is just good anyway. That card costs 3, but it keeps the card down. That allows me to counter. Whenever this attacks, another attacking creature can't be blocked. So it protects something else for an attack. This card lets me deal damage to draw a card. But I can cycle it for 2, which is useful as well. Oh, God, this is hard. Maybe this card isn't useful. I'll take it out for now and maybe come back to it. Because this has mutate, so I have other cards with mutate on it. But I've got nothing which really benefits from mutate. I just straight up don't have a card which has flying in my deck. Which is weird for Is It? Like, I think this might. No, even this doesn't. What is this card's mutate cost? Wow, that's actually a cheap mutate cost. I'm not really making a lot of sense right now, but I'm basically trying to cut the deck down to 40 exactly, including the lands it's suggesting in. I'm not messing with those numbers because it's just kind of useful, but to do so I've got to make some like really kind of tough decisions of what does and doesn't go in. Because if I look over here, I've got statistics of what the deck is. So right now I have 15 creatures, I have 6 instants, I have 3 enchantments. It doesn't look like I have any sorceries, which is quick spells, or not even quick spells, just spells I can cast on my turn. Actually, how many sorceries did it say? 6, so... How many do I have, like, spare? I might even try sneaking those blasting volleys back in. If I find space for it, I might just... I feel like I actually will be able to swing in a bit more, even though this is more a damaging deck. This card comes in, draws a card, but then it sacrifices itself. I don't think that's as useful as like having the extra space in the deck. And the last card I need to cut is... nothing. I'm going to go 42. I've given up on cutting cards. And now we're going to choose a sleeve. Does anyone have any preference out of these? Or actually, we have the shark. We have to go with the shark. They'll never expect it. I think that's the best we're going to do for now. So 42 is kind of what I tend to like push myself to if I can't decide. This gives me a lot of removal, a lot of counters, and some creatures with some very nasty attacking. I don't have a lot of the new mechanics. I have a couple of cycles, I have a couple of the new mutate, and I have a couple of the new counters. But overall this is just kind of value for what I can do. And what happened to the lower half of your torso there? This is a playable hand on turn 3, so I'm going to keep it. Because right now I can't cast my Night Bonder here, because I only have 1 blue. But I have 3 lands, which is kind of a rare thing. So I'm going to start with a blue, and hopefully if I draw into another one, I can start playing the game. I expect to see a lot of red. Cycling straight away. I did not, however. Turtle. We have a turtle. So at least I can defend myself for a couple of turns. There's the other blue, so let's play that, and let's play the Night Bonder. I did have the ability to play Frostlinks, but it's the same cost, and its ability wouldn't trigger on anything. Whereas this just allows me now to play Flash without being countered. I may not have any right now. Plus, that happened. What did he give up? Oh yeah, that goes to the bottom of the deck. Does it reveal? Nope, I can't look at that. Oh well. Ooh, what's that? What's that? Whenever you side card, tap a creature an opponent controls. Okay. Well, we're going to address our big dinosaur. It is a 2/3 right now, trample. It can get bigger for every instant sorcery. Unfortunately, we're not holding any. But they don't know that. However, they can do that to it. Which now means I can't attack. Pacifism basically says I can't attack or block with this creature. So now it's just a creature on the board. But we do have a way of removing it, I think. Plus he can't attack through, because my turtle is stronger than his defense. But cycle tapping, it means he's got no mana left. So this is fine as well. Let's play that. And you know what? I'm actually going to play my... That's not as useful right now because I don't have any instant sorceries. I'm going to play the Phase Dolphin right now. It comes into play. It's another decent blocker. I could... do I actually want to try dealing some damage? I don't right now. This hand was actually a lot weaker than I first thought. Also, I just haven't commented on this. I really love the background. I thought I changed you. But we have an owl pet right now. I'll change him in a minute. Oh, there's the first striking thing I was talking about. Looks like he managed to build a decent cycling deck. Oh, we got our first counterspell. Cool. If I play that, can I cast the other? No. If I play that, would it make any difference? No. Yes. Would it? No, it wouldn't make any difference. I just need to pass the turn. Because it having more power on first strike doesn't matter too much if it can't hit through. Oh boy. I didn't think most of this through actually when I started. Unfortunately I started like pushing a pool which wasn't as strong as I thought it was going to end up being. I need to see some of the bigger creatures now than I do. I start seeing my first striking creatures a little bit more. Luckily, it looks like my opponent hasn't been able to get a lot of mana. I'm just going to counter it. Goodbye. That means that gets more power. And you're probably wondering, why did I counter a creature which doesn't really matter? Well, I will show you why. Because if I play a mountain here, yeah. So I can mutate my lovely turtle here and choose to have it over the creature. So my turtle now becomes a 2/3 creature and gives back my card. And because it's been in play already, it doesn't have to wait to attack. And I'm also going to play this to add insult to injury. Tap down his creature and deal 2 damage to him. So all things kind of came together in the end. And I still have my counterspell for tapping, making him have to tap more mana than he has. So that's not the best mutate I've done, but it's a fun one. In reality, I probably should have mutated over here, but I felt like dealing some damage. I've now also severely lessened my hand, which probably isn't great. Whenever you cycle card, pay 2, deal 2 damage to a creature and gain 2 life. That's fun. I am going to pass the turn. So what I'm going to do is probably mutate that over on top of the Linux instead of the other one. I mean, if I mutate on top of this again, I can use both of their effects. But I'm probably not going to. Let's see here. I'm going to counter his spell again, which sounds silly, but bigger creature again. And if I can get rid of the artifact, like I said earlier, I can probably do some faster damage. Let's do that and pass the turn. This may not look like I'm doing a lot in one go, but because he's going to tap a creature I control and ping something for 2. So there goes that. That gets +4. And now my Frostlynx is most likely going to die to this attack. However, what I'm going to do is use this card here. It's going to mutate onto that creature on top of it. So now the shark takes control of it and returns his first striker back to his hand. So he no longer has that. My creature still takes the damage because it's still the same creature, but it just changes its name, power and toughness. No, the turtle's still here. He is just underneath of my Drake. Because the Drake became the turtle. I might now try going in for 4 damage. He's going to end up killing the dolphin. But that doesn't really matter right now. Because I still have another creature to defend with. And if he goes all in, I'm going to be able to defend myself from it. I like the little bubbles around it. Unfortunately, I've kind of cost myself a lot of cards in hand, which I really shouldn't have. I have not been playing smart. I was trying to play aggressive with a deck which is trying to do something very similar to me. And unfortunately, it's doing its job better than me. But we do have a lot of the same creatures. So basically, I'm just going to go through this very quickly. The mutate here. So this shark is now the top card of this pile, right? But underneath is the Linux from earlier, which tapped down a creature and prevented it from untapping the next turn. The card is still the shark, as it stands at this moment. Okay, so this is going to be a big attack. Do I want to let this through? Because that would be 6, 8 damage, so I'll go down to 10. But all my things will live. If I block, I'm more likely to lose something. I actually might end up blocking that. Actually, yeah, I'm going to end up blocking that there and see what happens. Because that's just going to be first strike, and I'll lose 5. He's probably got something in hand which changes the situation. I'm going to let it happen. I'm going to lose the turtle and my dragon thing. But since I've run out of decent mutate cards, that doesn't really matter. Yeah, otherwise I would have lost a lot more if I had done it the other way around. Oh, that's another pacify. I think I've actually lost this first round, to be honest. Mostly due to some very poor decisions on my part. I was too excited with the mechanic and I rushed forward with the game. I really shouldn't have, and I think next time I'll know better for it. These pacifiers are going to kill me, essentially. Yeah, I have lost this round because I have no way defending myself against these attacks. That's going to be 6, 9, 10, 11 damage. I have 2 life remaining. I've got no way of killing his creatures or turning it around. Unless I top deck a miracle, which I don't think I have in this deck, I'm going to lose. Yeah, that's game. Well, sorry guys, first match was a bit of a failure. That was my fault. Wasn't really thinking things through. I have a better expectation of what's supposed to happen now. And we still have 2 more matches to play through. Well, 2 more losses I can go through. Let's change some things quickly. So, learning from that, there are a lot more big creatures than I first anticipated. Which means that should go back in. And that should go back in. And most likely, Blazing Volley. And probably even this crab should leave. As for blue, I think I will try running Gust of Wind and seeing what happens, because it's a card which does return a card back. So a couple changes, not many. Went up a card number, probably not my best choice. I don't know really what I'm expecting to find, so it's more luck based. Okay, so this is a bad hand because I've got a bunch of blue and only red to play it with. So let's shuffle this away and try again. What would be good to find at the beginning hand? I don't actually know. See, this is the opposite problem, but at least I've got a card I can play. So the card which will go away is probably going to be... You know what, I'm probably going to get rid of the Marset for now. Because I can play that and it stays, I can give it first strike and make it much more of a threat than it originally looked. Capture Fear can keep a creature down. I've got some stuff I can play. It would have been much better if we could pull some nicer stuff, but it didn't happen. So that's just how the game goes, unfortunately. Looks like he's playing the same colour as I am. That's the one which would destroy a creature with flying, which is useful. And I get away with my cunning Night Bonder. Will it die straight away? That's the question. That's always a question, to be fair. Oh yeah, Flash Spell costs 1 less with it in play as well. So that now costs 3, not 4. That becomes useful. So let's play that. Let's just straight up pass the turn back. Because I'm more likely to try using Flash on it than I am the other. Yeah, because there's Frenzy Raptor. What's it trying to target? Oh, I can cycle it. That's what it's telling me for. So I'm going to sphere this thing so it can't. Oh, actually, I've messed up the order because I will still take the damage. I was meant to do it before, but that's fine. Let's play. As long as I end up. So let's play the Dolphin out. That gives me a 4-2. I did not play that last turn very well. That was not a smart. Like, all the pieces were there in my head, I just didn't do it, and they're playing an Otter. I'm going to do Otter. So he's going to attack with that, and he's going to hope himself going to get through. Caught it. This I can deal with, so let's block with this dude. Block. And then we're going to give it heightened reflexes. So I gain first strike, and I keep the first strike. I can now play that. And what I can do is go in for some damage. You know what? I don't really need to go in for a full amount. If a creature dies here, what do I really lose? I lose 1 creature where he can possibly lose 2. So let's go for it. Let's go straight in for the first strike. See what he gives up. He only gives up the thing. Because he wasn't paying attention. Oh, it had flash. What am I doing? I had a bit of a stupid moment, but still. How can I only ping things once? So he's going to possibly try and ping it down with whatever he can cast from his hand. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's only me. Oh, it's only opponents. Okay. Well, right now he's got nothing to defend himself with. That's a useful card to keep in hand. Let's go in for some damage. He can't do anything to stop me here. Nice. He really wishes he could attack with that thing right now. If he does play a card which threatens my board, I can basically take it. Oh, what is that? Non-human creature from the graveyard to your hand. Okay. And he would untap it, so he should have tapped it out and attacked. Like, then he could have pinged me for 2, but he didn't. I'm not complaining. I take 1 damage. Let's see, that'll be 2, 4... Do I want to take his creature? I am very tempted to. I guess he's probably going to try mutating it, so let's attack in with the first striker. See what happens. Nope, he's not going to do that. That's fine. Pass for turn. I want to see if he can make his creature bigger first. Because I have more life. I'm not in a worse position. Is he going to attack with his creature? That's the question. He is not. I'm actually going to cycle this away and draw a new card in its place because it's not proving useful. And the new card is going to prove more useful, which is Prickly Marmoset, the card I've tapped down of his. Which means I've got 2 creatures with first strike and a creature which can't be blocked. Oh yeah, cycling. We're both holding the same card. Oh, come on. Game, do what I ask you to. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Counter. Not gonna happen. I'm just gonna keep dealing damage to you till you die here, I'm afraid. You don't have a lot of defense. If all goes well, I think we finally won one. Yep, he's not doing anything to defend himself. Cloud Piercer is here. And that actually proves very useful right now. So, let's mutate him in. I was going to be on a non-human, so these two can't actually be turned into a new creature. However, you can. And you can. So let's turn my Prickly Marmoset into a Cloud Piercer. Which now becomes a 5/4, first strike, reach. Not going to discard and draw. But I am going to do a lot of damage. Doesn't matter what gets unblocked, so let's turn that one into that. He's on 3 life. I have a way of preventing him from blocking. He's not going to turn this around. This is going to be our first win. Come on. Do you have anything to turn this around? Well, I'm guessing he must have got a really good card if he's playing 3 colours. Let's make the Cloud Piercer unblockable. Just in case he has some weird thing to like remove all creatures. Oh, he hasn't removed damage. Nice. Okay, wasn't expecting. Good game. Good on him. But his luck did run out. So there's the remaining damage. First win. First win of the stream, probably first win of actually playing Magic on this channel, surprisingly. Because the last stream, that was just a nightmare. Oh, and we got some gold from it. We got our first win. And continue on. The new planet, new cards worked. Cloud Piercer really did a lot of damage. Big creatures to help. Now, despite having the land here, none of these cards actually do anything. Like, that lets me draw a card if I had a creature. that gives a creature first strike, and that counts as a card for my creatures. I have no creatures. However, that is looking a lot more helpful. I'm going to ditch the connection for now, because Essence Scouter lets me just protect myself. Evolving Wilds, he can change a card out. So let's play that. Cloud Piercer could be played for one less if I need to. A lot of things here would work out for me. A lot of things. So right now, I've got the Marmoset as well. Fortunately, I'm missing the last land, so we'll see how it goes. The last land missing, we're going to struggle. Alright, I'm actually going to pass the turn again. I'm not going to counter something that's small yet. I'm going to counter something bigger. Alright, let's subdue it. -2, -0, and loses all abilities. So it does no damage, and it can't affect anything on the board. I really need to draw the mana right now. One more mana, I can play pretty much everything in my hand. And I miss it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is bad. This is actually really bad. I wasn't actually expecting to miss the mana drop there. That doesn't help. First we had too much mana, now we've got too little. Oof. Why do I keep two land hands? I always suffer when I keep two land hands. It never works out. Okay, Prickly Marmoset. And Snare. Is that called Snare Veteran? Snare Tactician. That thing can't do anything. It's blocked. It's locked down. That thing is fine. I can afford to take 2 damage from that. He's going to cycle away his hand otherwise to do more. Those changes I can deal with. Hopefully. So what's the worst? I take 4 to 6 damage without him doing anything, and I'm concerned he's not reacting. Oh, don't tell me I'm going to win by default. Am I going to win by default? If I do, that saves me a lot of effort, but still. Then again, the servers have been playing up today because of the new update, so win by default, maybe? Come on. Let's see what happens. 2 down. Win by default, I think. He ends up passing his turn when he had 4 attack options. And if he doesn't respond to this cast, I think his game will automatically concede him. Well, not exactly the win I was after. But, I mean, hey, we hit the land drop. That was a good thing, right? I still had Essence Scatter anyway, so that could have counted something. The Marmoset will just basically protect me if it does, like, resolve. I was 2 mana away from the Shark, which is a 5/4 flash counter. And I was a mana away from the Cloud Piercer anyway, which I probably would have put on top of the Marmoset. Oh, it resolves. He's paying attention. He missed 1 turn, but he's paying attention. Which means he also missed a land drop, I think. Is he paying attention? I don't know. I mean, this could also be a timer stall victory they're trying to do. Which, timer stalling is something which doesn't really work that well. It's essentially people trying to make people leave the game by making the games as boring as possible. So, by not acting, not reacting, not doing anything, but still technically being there enough to react, so the counter doesn't actually kick them out of the game. which is a very boring way to win. It tends to be blue-white which does that a lot more, since unfortunately they kind of do play the control deck, and when the control deck doesn't work, they control the game through different means. I haven't seen a lot of it recently though. But yeah, that's them out. Not exactly the most honourable of victories, but you know, I won't complain about a victory. That's the way I got into gold. And that's another 100 coins. That's 2 wins. We still want to get that last win. Just remind me not to take a 2-land hand. Do not let me do it. No matter how good the hand looks, I can never play them. They always backfire. Always. Okay, so I know what I just said, but so many good cards. I regret. I know what I said, I'm sorry. This is going to cost me in the long run, isn't it? I know what I said. But just look. Creature, creature, creature. Playable cards after playable cards if I play the mana down at the same time. Mutate on to make something bigger. And a turtle. We have the turtle. How could I not take it? Land. Uh-oh. This is fine. This is fine. You know what? I'm actually going to take the early damage and mutate in now. So now the turtle becomes the Drake. Which now will let me do 2 damage. I don't get this effect because I mutated without a card in my grave. That's fine. I'm dealing damage, which is rare. And I have a 2/3. Which is more than he can say right now. He's 3 color, he's blue, black, and white. But he also has a way of creating soldiers. And weakening my thing. And I missed the land drop. I really should listen to my own advice. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I can afford to take that damage. I'm not going to do anything to stop him. Ow. Sod. Okay. It's fine. Let's weaken that thing out so that it does 1 damage. I'll take 4. He doesn't gain lifelink. He doesn't get his creatures back from the grave. Nothing changes. I can draw a mana. I can change this situation. I can't change this situation. Why did I do this to myself? Oh. Bugger. I'm on 9 already. He's on 19. Remember that nice lovely advantage I had like 5 seconds ago? Wasn't that nice? Wasn't it nice when I had such a pretty looking hand? Ah, sod it. Land. Dolphin. Protect me, Dolphin. You have been the MVP so far of most games. It's going to die to whatever he plays here, but it's fine. I take 1 damage. I'm still in this. I'm still technically in this. I'm getting cards. I have a marmoset. This is a thing I have. He has pacifism. I am calling it now. Yes, he does. I'm on 3 life. Okay. This is abysmal. lock down his big creature. Or the free one. He still has a 1/1. He's going to do 1 damage. As long as I can prevent him from playing much more. Thank you. The Neo in the Neo Drag was actually made by someone called Pepe Arts. They're on Twitter. I put their link in the description below. It was really nice of them to make it. It was actually fan art, and I just kind of borrowed it for the rest of this. Okay, we got O Momentum Rumbler. As long as it doesn't get cancelled, I should be good. I am not good. I need to do something to change this game and fast. Yeah, no, we're getting counted. Nothing is getting played from your board. No, none of that. Shame on you. This is my last creature I can effectively play. If it gets tapped down, I lose right here, right now. Do I lose right here, right now? No. I don't want to play it like this, but I'm gonna have to. Wait, I don't have to play it like that. I can do this. Yes, I'm going to mutate it. But I'm not going to mutate it now. I'm going to mutate it next turn. I haven't lost. I just haven't done very well. Because what I'll do is I will mutate it in whenever I cycles a card he gains a life. That's fine. I don't care about its ability. I'm going to make sure that thing dies. I can still counter a spell as long as it targets that and draw a card from it. I'm not dead. Just not in a good position. Mutate in. Over the top. Return that back to his hand. And I can block there. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Okay, I got scared then. The game lagged out a little bit. Oh, that's the card I didn't take. Huh. Well, guess what? Wait, if I mutate onto him again, doesn't that mean... No, that's not worth it. I'm actually going to drop him for his default cost right now, because I can do the bonus creature. So I've got a 4/3 and a 5/4. And I'm 1 life. He's to tap his humans to tap my creature. You don't have the cards to basically do that right now. And counter a spell permanent. Oh no. Oh no. Do I lose? I lose. No. Ah. Oh. This is why we don't keep 2 land hands. They are bad. Always. They are never good. No, I got nothing. Go, dinosaurs, go. I had nothing. He's taking that game. Oh, that's embarrassing, because given the cards I had, I could have actually won that with the correct land count. But that isn't what happened. I kept a land which wasn't useful, and I lost the game because of it. So, that was my fault. Entirely. Okay, so where are we now? We've got another person. We have another hand, which is useless here. We are not keeping 2 lands, especially not 2 mountains when half my cards are blue. That we'll keep. I'm going to keep that. We are going to ditch the shark for now. Because I reckon... Actually, no, we're not. We're actually going to ditch the pyrotops for now. Because this becomes 1 cheaper because of my other card I have in hand. So I can actually cast it for 4 instead of 5. Which could make a difference come the end. So we're going to play that now. I know that seems a bit silly, but right now I can then get rid of a flying creature if I need to. Or cycle it. Okay, so it's a flash deck similar to mine. Nothing I can do about that right now. He doesn't have the power to use his double strike yet. I also don't think he's going to play a creature with flying, so I'm going to get rid of this card for now and draw a new card in its place. New land. Cool. And put that down. Pass the turn. Going to allow 2 damage through and cast out my flash creature. Let's block here. Probably end up losing the turtle, but... Oh no, I don't lose the turtle. Surprise. But here comes my Night Ponder. Which means I now have the mana to cast the shark whenever I need to. Which will probably counter a very nice nasty spell next turn. And do 2 damage to him while I'm at it. Because I know I can't do damage with that. I'm not even going to try. I've got Essence Scouter for a creature, and I've got my Great Shark for a creature. This is very doable right now. Because a 5/4 is bigger than a 3/2. But I also don't want to give him any leeway to negate my creatures. So I want to wait to see what he does a little. Which isn't great, but... You also can't counter it, actually, thinking about it. So I could just literally drop it. However... Boop. Goodbye. That's a big nasty shark on the board. And guess what? That is an Essence Sphere. Tapping that down. Playing that. And going in for the lovely 5 damage. That's why you don't tap out your mana when you don't know what you are expecting. So, we have a bit of a gap here. We have more life, we have a bigger creature, we have a bigger board, and we still have a counter in hand. Unfortunately, it doesn't affect spells, but... if he plays another big creature, like he just did there, which that would have been nasty, I think we still got this. Oh, that's... draw 4 cards. Cool. And what do you know? Counter. He burned out his mana. Because that would have given him... what, the ability to exile any number of permanents you own and flash them. Which would have given his cards back. So, that wasn't been great for me. I have 1 card left. It hasn't come in useful yet, but it might do. He's down to 8. I'm at 18. This is doable. We may just have this. Come on. I don't have a counter for that. That's a shame. What could I do to change this situation? Probably not you, actually, but I'm going to play you anyway. I can't get in past that right now. The attacks of it I can, but right now I can't get past it. I could do with drawing another card, really. took Menace. Fortunately, I've now lost my... I've essentially now lost my momentum a little bit, which is the problem. If he attacks in with these two, I can start doing stuff again, but until then, I can't do much. I need to effectively give up his card or draw a card which basically slows him down again. Possibly the other shark which lets me bounce his cards. That would be great about now, but I don't have that right now. Right now I have a card called Keep Safe which will protect my creatures a little bit. What I really need him to do is to be stupid and attack with everything, essentially. Oh, what was that? Oh, that would have given him a death touch. Why didn't he do that? Yes. Keep save. Oh, that just worked out in my favour a lot. Okay, so that would enchant his creature and make him lose all his abilities and weaken him. That was a mountain. So, if I attack now with my shark, what kills it? If he double blocks, it still dies. I need him to attack first, or I need to find a way to cycle first. He has one card left in hand, so this is still a match which could go either way, unfortunately. Even though he's at a lower life total, I can't get past his big creatures. I need to find a way of getting rid of his big creatures somehow. Because unfortunately 5 and 4 are bigger than a 5-4 by itself. Even though I can block his menace. Actually, I can't even block his menace because it can... I need to use 2 creatures to block it. Oh, I can still kill it. It's Cloud Pierce I'm worried about right now. Unfortunately, now I'm just letting him have advantage against me, which is not good. Especially when he's just throwing away cards like cards which fight. Ooh. Is he mutating or just casting that? He's just casting it. Is he just widening his board as much as possible? It looks like it. Let's play that. Let's pass the turn again. God, I don't know what I'm going to do here. His board's just expanding and I'm not doing anything against it. Like, there's a card which can now gain flying or hexproof? Probably, yeah, there's flying. I need him to be stupid and attack with the Cloud Piercer. But he's not going to. Saltwater Cliffs gains me a life. Please react, because that noise is annoying. Yeah, nothing I can do. I can't get past anything. Like, he's going to attack with that, I'm going to take 3 damage each turn from this point onwards. Essentially. Wait, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Come on. Be stupid. Be stupid. You know I'd have a way of stopping you. Or did you assume I'd have a way of stopping you? Yes. I am actually going to now cast this. And I'm actually going to double block your creature. Oh yeah, I forgot that still doesn't work. Which means you lose your creature. I lose my ability to negate my countering, but that's one more creature down. Which helps me out. All I need to do is deal with the Cloud Pierce and I can... Okay, whenever you decide to do something cool. Actually, I think I can trick him. Let's do this. Let's be stupid. If he double blocks it, I lose this fight. If he single blocks it, I win this fight. I lose this fight, but I deal with a lot more forces. So, enchanted creature gets -2, -0, and loses all abilities, which means... Actually, no, this doesn't change the situation. Because that would be a 3-4. I would still die. So let's just let that play out. I think I just did a stupid, honestly. But I've removed 2 of his biggest creatures from the board right now. What he's doing here is not technically cycling, so... Discarding card and drawing card is not cycling, so that won't become a 5-4. I can stop that thing from flying, though. When it comes to massive ground unit I have to worry about. He's got a card recycling in hand. Can't afford to take much more of this. I need to turn it off. No longer flying. Therefore, I can block it. And that's what we're waiting for. This is the game changer card. So cards of even among its control. So he gets my Pyroclops, he gets to cast my he gets to cast Pyroclops, or he gets to cast... Actually no, it's just Pyroclops. What a wizard. And a 6/6 creature, which I can't do anything against. Oh man, I don't want to lose this match because I can't deal with board. I don't have a board wipe though. Right now I need to deal with the 6/6 on the board. Let's just knock that one down to size. Yeah, I think you're right. This might be game. I don't want to admit it, but I don't have anything bigger to deal with his board. And even if I bounce with the 1 or 2 bounce cards I have, it just means he gets to do that again, which is even more scary. I don't think I have another capture sphere in my deck. If I do, I could probably do something. Yeah, there's a 5. Now he's turning that to a 5/4 creature with trample and haste, which means I can't really do much to stop it. I can block some of his damage, but not everything. The minute he started widening his board, I lost momentum. That's such a shame. Cycling was a lot more powerful than I was expecting to see. Mutate didn't really come to any of the games I saw, aside from what I was doing. Another flying creature? Yeah, no. I can't turn that around. That's too big a board. It's a shame, but that's just how it is. I mean, we didn't get to the 3 wins, we got to 2. I tried. We got another packet. We got another 2 packets. So, let's have a look at what we can get from that. So, we've got 3 overall. What can we pull out of this? We got our lovely Marmoset back. We got another Human Warrior. Sliver Wisp. Another flash spell. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, Yadro, the Wandering Monster. This card actually looks really interesting to me. Because basically I cycle it, and then it keeps looping round essentially. So whenever you cycle it, shuffle into your library. If you cycle the card, this card 4 more times, put it onto the battlefield instead. Like in a limited format, I can imagine that being very good. Oh, and Germanizer, let's see. Reach, trample, mutate. Destroy artifact or enchantment. That could be very useful considering the fact that Theros is still in the set. Thing is, I don't really know if I have enough time to do another one of these drafts. I want to. I'm very tempted to. But I don't know. Because I've already been going for 2 hours. I opened a lot of packs. But I'm very tempted as well. It would be a very long stream if I did. And honestly, I don't know if I can keep up with what's happening. And of course, there's always the sealed ikoria draft as well, but I can't afford that right now. That would be interesting. Let's see, we've got to make a deck of white or black spells. Well, can I do anything with literally just what I have here with white and black? Let's see here. White, black, filter to a standard deck from literally just ikoria. What can we do with it? I want to see if I can make something interesting. Probably not much actually, given what colours we have here. But just... yeah, because we only got like 1 of most cards, so making a full deck out of it would be difficult. I might sneak some cards into my weenie deck and play a quick round with that one. But I don't think I'll be able to do much more than that right now. My lovely deck called Weenie. Let's see here. So I just want to find some white cards. Filter from ikoria. So this deck is all about gaining life and doing nasty things with that. I definitely want to sneak those in, because I've got them. I definitely want to sneak Mothra in, wherever it may have gone. There it is. And I can easily take out 2 of those, 1 of those. That's no problems. Also, I might put in a cupboard in as well. Let's take out... you know what, I'm going to take that out completely. What else do we have here? What was this card? I don't remember. Whenever creature mutated, get +X where a number of times mutated. Not useful for this particular deck. Creatures that I control gain that. Not exactly useful as it looks. That allows me to flicker. That's not as useful as it looks for this particular deck. That's a big Vigilance Dinosaur. That! Is not as useful as it looks, surprisingly, for this particular deck. I feel like I'm going to save it a lot. Right now, I'm not going to do much more messing with this deck than that. I'm just going to play a little round, just see if we complete this last quest, get some experience, see what happens with that. I'm not going to play a full-on thing. Plus, I'm more likely to win when I'm just playing, like, messing around-wise. And let's see what some other people have come up with. I might try building some, like, more unique decks and doing it off-stream, just record some matches, but I don't know, I tend to play this game a lot more for fun and just for a break than most things. So we've got some life links here. So first was a set about gods and enchantments and basically things which constellation creatures. So this is basically a god of Pharos, a plane all about where legends and gods are real. Basically Greek mythology. Alright. Well, glad you could join me. I'll see you later, alright? Probably see you on the Amigo stream. Let's see here. Look at opponent's hand and choose a card name. Activate abilities of the sources of chosen name can't be activated, so... Okay, so that basically means I can't use my Johnny. That's really annoying. However, we have Daxos. Deal 1 damage. This feels a bit controlling all of a sudden. Let's play you. Is this going to resolve or is this going to fail? Probably going to fail. Yep, fail. That's fine. Because this is the card we really want to play. Yeah, he's got another counter spell. Not even going to try playing my nice big lovely creature until that's gone away. Good thing about this kind of deck, it doesn't really defend itself. Okay. Nice little board wipe, gain 2 life. He's tapped out, so let's play Voluminous Broodmoth. Oh, that's fancy. I like that. Climatic. Unfortunately, I know this won't come back because it has flying already. And this is probably about to be destroyed by whoever he's got in his hand, but... Because he knows I've only got a Johnny left. He can see it because of his little symbol. And I can't use a Johnny while he's got that Sorcerer's Spyglass on the board. Is he going to balance it back to my hand? Yes. And I'm just going to go kill it. Sounds about right. I'm just going to replay it. And I'm going to replay Walker. That really didn't change the game. Cool. That did change the game. That's Finale of Glory. That's actually a really hilarious card. No one ever plays it, but it just creates a bunch of tokens. It's expensive, but it creates a lot of tokens. That's 4 damage. Let's attempt to cast a creature. Walk through a counterspell. I might as well waste him whatever in his hand on cards which aren't that important overall. Okay, so it resolves. Interesting. So if it dies, it will just come back with flying. Ooh, Tamio. Okay, what are you after here? So Tamio has a minus ability, which... Sorry, a plus ability, which lets him choose a card name. And then basically pick up those cards until they find... Or pick up 4 cards, and if it's in that 4 cards, they add it to their hand. Oh, wait, what did they do? Okay, so... That's even. even. That's even. What about the counter spells? Odd, odd, and odd. So let's attack in first. That's a decent chunk of damage to his face. I see what he's up to. And you know what? I'm actually going to walk right into it. I'm going to pick Pod. So I know he's got Shatter of the Sky. I know he's about to kill my card. But when it dies, it's just going to come right back. Thanks to this. Because they do die. And that will trigger these. Yep, there we go. Second guy. Trigger, 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 trigger. Ta-da! You did not think that through.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
He's digging for a card. But unless it's an even card, this card should be okay. Come on. Do something stupid. I believe in you. Shatter the Sky? Shatter the Sky? Either way, I don't think he's got a way to stop this. Oops. Yep. Going for his face. I think Shatter the Sky is another kill-all spell, if I remember rightly. Does he have a way of stopping this? Life gain. Hilarious. Alright. Here you got the Sun Cloud. We're making this even sillier. Oh, Shatter the Sky is that spell. Okay. Yep, he's brought back Shatter the Sky, which means I'm going to lose these two. That's not the worst thing. Let's try playing out Ajani right now, because Ajani will basically not do anything except increase my devotion to white.
I am Ajani Goldring, and I will be your friend.
Now, what I really need is just a card which costs 2 blue. Oh, never mind. Exiles that. Well, let's try Heliod again. This is basically now where the blue deck has basically taken over. It's going to counter everything I do at any point. So I'm not actually going to be able to play this game. Do you know what I mean? So, there's that counted. However, I could X for 2, which would be enough to do some damage. Okay, that basically gives him a land play. I don't think that wins him the game. If I can find a way to do one... No, pretty more than 1 damage, isn't it? Will this resolve? Come on. I need you to resolve right now. It resolves. So he's going to block with one of them. That's fine. Because now, I can give the other one lifelink. With lifelink equals more power. And he's going to return that stupid Teferi. Oh, Tanio. Okay. Still not a good card for me. Oh. Back at square one, I'm afraid. Next turn he gets to untap, he's still got that, which lets him grab cards. He has a instant which counters everything. I have actually probably lost this match because I physically cannot do the last 6 damage with the amount of counters he has. I'm gonna be blunt, I really hate this deck. I really hate this arse of a person, Planeswalker. You know what? I'm afraid I'm actually just going to call it there, because right now he's in a position where he's just getting more and more counters, more and more negates, more and more destruction, and that's not fun to watch. That's not fun for anyone to watch. We're going to end this stream on a loss, I'm afraid, but you know, honestly, I'd rather end it on a loss here. I'd admit that, you know, that deck sucks, than... But we got to see the cool animation from Mothra. We saw some cool things happen. We managed to win 2 games out of the... What was it? We played 6 games total, I think? Admittedly, we would have won more if some of them weren't my mistakes. One of them was just a default, so... Next time, I'll do better. I'm just constantly trying to do better, because I'm not great at this game. I just enjoy playing it. And thank everyone for watching. Next stream is probably going to be the Amiga one. Definitely on Saturday. Probably not going to be one in between then. And I'll probably end up playing some more Magic at some point in the future. See ya.